Now to target Libya, and today the U.S. ended its role flying combat missions over that country, saying that work will now be left for other nations. And there was this image on the ground from Libya, one of the burned out vehicles after rebels were hit by one of those airstrikes intended for Colonel Gaddafi's forces. Jeffrey Kaufman is in Tripoli tonight.
The bomb was meant to hit Gaddafi's fighters. Instead, the U.S.-led coalition hit anti-Gaddafi rebels today, killing at least 13, injuring many more. But rebel forces know they need air support to confront Gaddafi's better armed troops, so they are not cursing the U.S. and other coalition members. What they want is more bombs.
We understand that collateral damage may have to take place at some times. Looking at the big pictures, sometime we may have to bomb within an area where some innocent bystand civilians may get hurt.
In eastern Libya, a state of war. Today, we crossed from Tunisia into western Libya, where the picture is very different. We climbed aboard a government bus under the watchful eye of government minders. After all, this is Gaddafi territory. As we travel to Tripoli, it is clear the battle is not in this part of the country, at least not yet. Life here is almost normal. Streets are busy, but most stores are closed. And look at the huge lines for gasoline. This in a country that is a major oil producer.
As for the revolution here, it is rapidly morphing into a stalemate, the rebel east and Gaddafi's west. The bombing campaign will continue, but as of tomorrow, the U.S. is pulling back, letting Britain and France take the lead. But it will take much more than bombs to dislodge Gaddafi. To be clear, as we drove here today, our minders wouldn't let us film, but what we saw were dozens of army checkpoints along the way. It is clear that Gaddafi's loyalists are still very much standing guard. David?
Jeffrey Kaufman from Libya tonight. Jeffrey, thank you. We want to bring in Christiane Amanpour, host of ABC's This Week, joining us from Washington. Always good to see you, Christiane. And we heard Jeffrey report there, the rebels struggling to hold on to the ground they've gained, Gaddafi holding on to his, and the U.S. continuing to spend money here. Is there growing concern in Washington about this?
There is, and you keep hearing this word stalemate, and again, what is the end game? The rebels are obviously outmatched on the ground. They have neither the training, nor the tactics, nor the command to match Gaddafi's much superior artillery. So the question is, do these rebels need to be armed? Do they need to be trained? Should the United States do that? Is the end game to get rid of Gaddafi by this military action? How to have a new Libya, as the U.S. is saying? And how to keep the cost down? In the 2 weeks since the no-fly zone went into effect, the U.S. has spent more than $500 million. It's handing over to NATO this weekend. That should reduce its costs, but the U.S. will still have a leading role in this operation, David.
All right, Christiane, thanks so much tonight. And tomorrow morning on This Week, Christiane's guests include President Obama's former national security advisor, retired General James Jones.